Hi, beloved viewers. Well, time's come. I'm going to have a look at Beto. But first, there's another really interesting race. It's South Dakota between Billy Sutton, Cowboy, Democrat, who was partially paralyzed in a hideous rodeo accident. In Australia, we call them rodeos. And as a young girl, girls weren't allowed to compete in the back jumping, but we used to do what were called stockman's trials and gallop around and do things, and I used to love it. So I've got a soft spot for him. Bless. And he's up against Kristi Noem for the Republicans, who would be the first female governor. So let's have a look at these two before we get on to Beto. All right. So this is the South Dakota governor's race between Sutton and Noem. Oh, it's really unusual. It would be a big thing if he could pull this off. Let's have a look. South Dakota. South Dakota. Come on down, viewers. All right. Here we have it. Tell us the story. Billy Sutton for the Democrats versus Kristi Noem. So Billy Sutton will be on the left. Kristi Noem will be on the right. All right. Well, he's got two quiet cards, I have to say, and a middling. What does she get? Oh. She gets the big cards, I'd have to say. Now, first off, Billy Sutton gets the Hermit. So, the quiet achiever, shining a light on what's going on in the politics of South Dakota. So, let's see where it goes from there. It is a major arcana card, however. He then gets, we keep coming up against this card. This is the nature of politics, isn't it? Having to deal with offers you don't want. Remember, these cards I refer to as the Hand of God card. There's one coming up for her too. He's being offered something, he's not entirely keen on it, sitting there. So he's had to wheel and deal to get as far as being in the governor's race. And reinforcing that is the card of compromise. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. So here we have the Six of Pentacles deal-making card. So he has struck deals. All right. Then we come to her. She gets these heavy cards. She gets the Ace of Wands, very no-nonsense. She'll hit you over the head as quickly as look at you. She's no shrinking violet. That's her Hand of God card. It's very phallic. So, in other words, she plays tough with the big boys. Okay? She is not someone who is a wilting violet. She plays tough. You better believe it. Where does she get that from? She actually gets it from her father, the King of Cups. He's been the major influence. I know nothing about her. I'm just reading the cards here. He was a major influence on her. She also, this is part of being strong, but this is also men will like her. So she will pick up a male vote that normally wouldn't be so forthcoming for a female candidate. So she's got that in her favour. She also gets the Ace of Pentacles. Now, aces are they're winning cards. Let's face it, she's got 2 aces. I'd have to say it's looking like Christie on that. Oh, not thrilled, but look, what can you say? She's certainly got a stronger set of cards than he has. So we'll see how that plays out in South Dakota. Okay, now we're working up to the big one, viewers. We're working up to Beto. You may or may not remember my first reading on Beto was that he would do really, really well, but the Republican power machine would mow him down in the end, and that he'd stick around afterwards. So that's where we left it. But as I've said, and I'm sure other readers are saying similar things, these races are so hard to read. They are notoriously difficult to read. And that's because they're not like normal elections. We're in an abnormal time. And so things are changing daily and weekly. You know, I might even have to do another one after this because, you know, he was doing so well and now he's falling behind in the polls. But who's doing the polls? Are they just ringing people on their landline, and who answers their landline these days? So regardless of the polls, it's very volatile. It's about who turns out for this vote. Beto, has he done enough? He has done enough in the sense that win, lose or draw, oh my God, he's going to be there long after Cruz has gone. But, okay, let's focus on this. Beto versus Ted Cruz. Beto versus Ted Cruz. It's a pity that these elections are right now, in a sense, because Ted Cruz is going to be one of those who's caught in the muck. He was up to his testicles in Cambridge Analytica and all the bent stuff for Trump's election, right? Remember Cambridge Analytica? You know, so they were doing that data mining and stuff, headed by Jared Kushner, funded by Rebecca Mercer, also involving the very bent, very nasty brother of Betsy DeVos, Eric Prince. This is a guy who tortures people for a living. Blackwater. So Ted Cruz is heavily involved with Cambridge Analytica. That will come out, of course, but not in the next 2 weeks. So let's have a look. Beto. Beto versus Ted Cruz. All right, Beto on the left, Ted on the right. Oh no, viewers. Okay. Oh, very interesting. Oh God, tarot's amazing. All right. This is the card of intergenerational money. Now, what does that mean in the context? We know he hasn't taken money from the big PACs. He has raised 38 million or something from all ages. He appeals to all ages. That's why he's got this intergenerational thing going on, the 10 of Pentacles. Right. Now, I had a bit of a pang in my heart when I saw the 9 of Swords. Really hard to dress that up. It is the card of pain and worry, twinned with he's worried. Of course, has he done enough? The phrase that I just used, right? Okay, so he's worried. He's done everything he humanly can. Has he done enough is where it sits with him at the moment. So then we come to Ted Cruz, who's been accused yet again by Trump of having a father who killed Kennedy, like God knows. He gets the hangman. He's just hanging around. He's just hanging in terms of If Ted Cruz wins this, it's because he's just hung in and the Republican machine has gone ahead and won the vote and the Republicans have turned out, and it's that simple. It is not anything he's done personally. I spoke her name. Rebecca Mercer has been pumping money behind the scenes into the old guard Republicans, and Cruz is one. I think this is Rebecca Mercer, the Queen of Pentacles. But I'm thrilled to report he gets the death card. So that sort of evens out the concerns I had about Beto here. So we have to go further, viewers. Oh, how intriguing. How absolutely intriguing. Okay. Beto. Universe, tell us whether Beto will win. Will he win? Oh. Beto O'Rourke. He's made a national and international name for himself. So whatever happens, he has not failed. He is there. Beto. Can Beto win? Oh, 2 of Wands, an optimistic card. Optimistic. Will Ted Cruz win? Ted Cruz win. Queen of Wands. Okay, we're going to have to draw more cards on this. But what we've got, 2 of Wands. He's outward looking. He represents the new Texas. This is a person who's educated. He's got the world in his hands. He has got more business to do, right? Outward looking is the main phrase I'm stressing there. He is the future. This is the guy with the ideas of how to make Texas more prosperous in the future. Ted Cruz has the Queen of Wands. Now, I just have to reiterate for people, particularly those who aren't so knowledgeable about the tarot itself and how it works. Every single card in the tarot has a range of meanings from the most negative to the most positive, so it's where it sits. He gets 2 queens, right? So I think very clearly this is Rebecca Mercer. The Queen of Wands, I think, is also working on his side. The Queen of Wands at her most benevolent is someone who cares about people and wants people to do well and so forth. In the more negative connotation of the Queen of Wands, she's the arch bitch with the stave and can be nefarious. So the black cat, when it's positive, is the Queen of Wands understanding deeper mysteries. In its negative connotation, it's the treachery of the Queen of Wands. Now, this is with the Queen of Pentacles card and the Death card. So I'm not taking the Queen of Wands as suddenly Ted Cruz is going to care about healthcare and going to care about people with pre-existing conditions or gun control or anything sensible. And he's just going to make money, Queen of Pentacles, by what he can rip out of Texas. Okay, doesn't matter what I think. Let's have a look. We're going to go further. Beto. Can Beto pull it off? He gets the Queen of Swords. God, there's lots of queens going on here. Truth and justice. Is it enough? Is it enough? Ted Cruz. Oh, he gets disappointment. Oh, thank the gods. Queen of Swords, Truth and Justice versus Disappointment following the Death card. I'm going to stop right there, viewers. Stopping. I'm just stopping.